opinion don't matter. This maniac is gonna step on whomever. Time getting light, 'cause I'm gonna make it changes. Kicking ass, taking names, cleaning house all the babies. I'm burning out the dead wood, burning down time. 'Cause it's only my way, so get your ass in line.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Mid-Tier Mayhem is back. We've only been saying we're going to be back for months, but now we are back. We are here, and we have a very, very good show. We have a very special guest in today. But first, we have to explain the absence of a regular. Jim, why don't you take away why Resident Murphy is not here this week?
Charlie Murphy, veteran of 2 episodes of Mid-Tier Mayhem, co-creator, founder, one of the 3 musketeers, if you will. He has found pussy. I repeat, he has found consistent pussy. So, his participation in the show, if he's on, and if he's not, he's, you know what he's doing. So
Yeah, and much love to Charlie Murphy. We're not holding that against him, because really, how could you?
Yeah, he's always, he knows he's always welcome to jump on if if we get a little bit more consistent doing the show.
But
He is still playing Killer Instinct, but not as much.
And in the pursuit of love and vagina, we all know that
Yeah.
vagina takes precedent in almost everything.
Especially that consistent, you don't gotta chase it type. That's just there. That's cool. I'm happy for him. He's,
Dude, I'm so happy for him. He has chicks.
Yeah.
But like nothing serious. So this is like Murph's real serious relationship that I think it's the only one he's had since I've known him, like a real serious one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She golfs, so like when he told me that, I was like, oh man, yeah, shit just got serious.
And golf is totally a metaphor for something else entirely. Exactly. So that being said,
we got him on though to I got a whole story. Well, maybe we can talk about it later, but we definitely got to get him on again. So. Moving on.
Did he ever tell his death story, or was that in the Lost episode?
That was in the Lost one.
That's so sad.
Yeah,
all right,
that's all right.
All right. That being said, we do have a new guest host.
Our
this
first
week.
guest.
Our first ever guest. You know, you've been asking in the threads for a long time. You know, when are we gonna have a guest? When are we gonna have a guest? Do you want to get on? You're all excited. Well, we are here to tell you officially that since Murphy is gone chasing the Holy Grail, we will now have guest openings every week. So
every week that we do the show.
Every week that we do the show.
And it's guest host. I don't like to think of it as a guest on our thing. Like they're just doing the show with us.
Hell no,
so.
They are part of our triangle. They are part of the trio. So our guest this week is the one, the only, the puglist, the
going in dry,
the venom charged, steroid abusing, nonsense spewing Doombawks. Welcome to the show, Doombawks.
Hello, it's an honor, it's a pleasure. Yeah. Feels really weird though. Am I actually the first guest?
Yes.
Yes.
Ooh, awesome.
Breaking
the cherry.
The guest cherry, yeah.
Yeah. Alrighty. So
I'm excited about it.
Me too. And I have a question, and I have to ask it before we get into anything else. I have 2 questions. One's a request, one's a question.
All right.
We'll start with the request first. The first request is, give us your best Bane accent. Go.
Bane accent? Oh God. Oh Jesus. Oh no.
Just puts him on the spot. Welcome.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Second question. What's with the pug? I have to know.
Oh, there's actually a real story behind that. It's not just random. So I used to play this game. It's PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale. It's an old, but I used to main Parappa the Rappa, who's a dog, and from there I came to Test Your Might, and I really couldn't carry the same avatar, so I was like, okay, well, I need a different avatar. So I Googled awesome dog picture, and the first thing that popped up was that cross-armed, smug-looking pug, and I'm like, it's perfect. And
That's
ever
actually
since then, I've
awesome.
just
That is awesome.
rolled with it.
So Parappa the Rapper became Pug. And is PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale that old now? Because I feel
No, I
really
don't think
old
so.
thinking that's hella new.
Well, I mean, it's old in video game terms. It's like, what, a year and a half old?
2 years, I think, maybe.
Yeah, that's true. That's like ancient now.
Pretty much.
Okay. So yeah, one of the reasons I wanted to have you on the show is you are a techie guy and you post a lot of cool tech and stuff like that, and it's all good and it works and stuff like that. But you don't really seem to get a whole bunch of recognition for it, but I don't really think you do it for that stuff anyways. But I like the techie guys, so I just kind of, what I like to do with the show is either try to educate other mid-tier players or give them an idea of what other guys do in fighting games. So I was just wondering, like, when you approach a character or a new game, what kind of stuff do you go through when you're looking to exploit different things? Like, do you have a kind of a process type thing?
I guess you could say that. Basically, what I do is I'll, first off, of course, pick the character which has the most potential, at least in my opinion. For me, that was Bane, because I'm like, this dude's too terrible not to get buffed at some point. And then he's going to be
That's a good
crazy.
idea.
Strategic picking, I like that.
Oh, yeah. And then after that, I look through the move list, and, I try everything out at least once. And basically, I have this wait-and-see policy about things, like back 2-3 on Bane. Normally, people would be like, oh, back 2-3 at launch is do a combo. But I was like, well, what happens if I just drop it? And then he hit the ground and stood right back up. And I'm like, oh, fast stand. Okay. I wonder what other moves have this. And then I went through and I found like down 2 has it. And like when you hit them with the splat stands or whatever they're called, they have that. And that's basically how it went. I spent like, I want to say 300 hours at the beginning of this game from
Holy
the day
shit,
it was
you
released
labbed that much, eh?
to like the first patch. I labbed it that much to find all the tech I could. And even then, I'm still like finding tech nowadays. Like I just found a new charge setup in the corner that lets us do the corpse hop and all kinds of good stuff. So basically, all I do is I go through, I pick a move, and then I find everything I can with that one move. And then I go through and I pick another one. And it just goes from there.
Do you keep notes and stuff, or do you just kind of keep it all in your head?
Yeah, like some people are really notepad users. Like they really like to jot the stuff
use
down.
a notepad.
I can't do that.
I used to do that for other video games, like, games where there are like bigger combos and different
Right.
mechanics. But for Injustice, honestly, I just typed everything out on the forum if it was applicable, and otherwise I put it on recording. But for the most part, I think I actually made a topic called Dirty Venom, talking about all the different dirt I could find, and I filled up like 4 pages. But after that,
Right.
we formed the Bane Character Council, which, let me think, I don't know if it's still going on, but the time I left it, we had 300 pages.
Holy shit! Just
And that
all
was-
little tricks and little
Oh,
setups
yeah.
and stuff like that, right?
Like,
That's cool.
we're talking matchups and tech and all kinds of good stuff.
Matchup specific stuff like that.
Yeah, pretty much. Or if one of our Banes is in a tournament, we critique or we compliment or, that
That's
stuff.
cool.
See,
Is the Bane community close knit like that? Like you guys all pretty much get along and try to share stuff. Nobody hides shit from each other, or like.
The way the Bane community works is if you're trying to pick up Bane or want to improve your Bane, you just come in and say, hey, help me with this. You're bound to get at least I will jump in and be like, here's what you need to do here, 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 and here. But people like Bipolar and Max and all those guys, they'll usually jump in. We have some Banes that don't really go on the forums, like Gurr and, whatnot, but all in
Yeah,
all,
that's right. Gurr doesn't post at all. Like.
if a Bane is in the forum or in the tournament looking for help, you can pretty much be guaranteed another Bane will be in the area helping.
That's good. That's awesome. That's probably why that character got I don't know. He seems to people have gone through him really well. Like so much good stuff is found with him. He does so well in tournaments now. probably not just the wicked buffs that he really didn't need.
Well, okay. Well, to be fair,
we can talk about that later.
Okay, we'll talk about that later because there's stuff I want to say on that. But
yeah, we'll talk about Bane after in a bit, just stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like, well, I asked you before, like when you're going through, when you're breaking him down, you broke down your character. So you said you spent like 300 hours. How much of that would you say was just working on your character and finding all his little nuances, and how much is like matchup specific stuff that you went, like you probably went through each character in the cast, right?
Okay. Well, I'll say this: I spent 300 hours between the game's release date and the first patch. Well, not counting the day one patch.
Right.
So all of that was just Bane stuff because back then Bane didn't have matchups. Like every single matchup was a 0-10 someone else's favor because we had no dash and all that stuff.
Right. Yeah, the dash was pretty shitty.
But basically, all the patches from the beginning of the game to let's say 1.03, I spent specifically looking at his tools, and then everything from 1.03 onwards was a mix.
Right. Cool.
But I want to
So
say
it must
actually,
have been like. Sorry, go ahead.
let me pull something up real quick. Hold on, I want to check something.
If you post a picture of a pug in this Skype chat right now,
So
Oh,
it must
no.
have been like fucking Christmas every time a patch come out, eh?
I wonder what that's like.
Yeah.
Nightwing was just forgotten or nerfed anytime there was a patch.
Yeah, my character got punched in the balls. in the
Your
fucking
character
patch.
just got nerfed every time.
Ho,
Like,
ho, ho, ho.
my god.
Bullshit.
Okay,
We're
so
not
I
talking about
just
that.
checked my practice time on my hero card, and I apparently have 1 second. Let me actually pull something up real quick, a calculator, so I can find out just how much this is because I'm bad at math. Oh God! Wow.
Bad at math, but does crazy tech, framey crazy tech things.
Okay,
See,
it's
kids,
a lot
you can
easier
do
to
it.
count to 23 than it is to count to
That's true. As long as I don't have to count more than my fingers.
base. Hold on 1 second. Sorry, 24 times.
So it's.
Oh, okay.
It's a
So
lot.
far I've spent 5,136 hours in practice.
Wow.
Holy shit!
Yes. So
I should
Yeah.
check my
Crazy.
thing. See, it's
You
funny
know what?
'cause-
I didn't even know you could check the damn time.
Yeah,
I
it's
know
on
like
your card.
Killer Instinct has all those crazy,
Mhm.
crazy times. I've looked at some of that stuff. I thought that was pretty neat. It's all they got it split up into a lot of different categories. I didn't even notice that on Injustice. I don't spend a lot of time looking at all the little hero card shit though either. So
You know, it's
Yeah,
it's
I
kind of
did.
funny though because like Doombawks has mentioned that like he'll like look at a string, and he'll start at a string. He'll start breaking down that string. Like, where can I use this? How can I make
know-
this work? And when I do tech, like I do it in a completely different way. Like I'm looking at things in a completely different
me
perspective.
too. Like it's interesting that he says, "I'll just let this drop and see what happens." I won't continue the combo because I don't think that way. I think okay, what can I do after this to combo more? Like what else can I get for damage wise? When really that's almost a waste of time because the B&B combos are going to come out. People are going to figure out the best, biggest damage combos. When really a guy should be thinking that way to think, well, what if I only do the first 2 hits of this combo? Or what if I only do the first hit? What plus am I on frames on this? And then maybe I can start the combo over and they have to block, shit like
oh
that.
yeah.
See
Dude,
what
it's
I-
so
That's a
stupid.
good way to think about it.
Dude, Bane's like standing 1 is like plus 19 or plus 20 on hit
On hit, yeah. So you're getting
I found that out,
follow
like-
up, right?
a day ago, and I was like, "Jeez."
Yeah.
I never even bothered to look at it, but now that I did, I was like, "Oh, I wonder what this is on hit." Oh, plus 19. And I sat there and I'm like, if I hit someone with the standing 1, they have to block that 50-50. They don't have a choice. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
I
So
like
now
that.
you can
or if they
fish
had
with
a
it.
godlike, maybe if they had a godlike backdash or something, you'd never know until you test it, I guess.
See,
He just laughed. He just fucking backdash.
yeah, he doesn't care, man. It's Bane. He doesn't care about backdash.
Yeah,
No, but
that's
like as I
true.
was saying, like when I go into the lab and I'm looking at tech, like I go in with like something in my head, like okay, these 50-50s are bullshit. I want a 50-50 vortex. So I'll go in and be like, how can I make a 50-50 vortex? And then I'll start tinkering and playing and making like setups. Like, okay, what is the closest thing that I can get to what I want? Or like, say if I want a situation where I want I want my opponent to push block me. That I'm going to come up with like the best way to get into that situation. So like I always go in the lab with something in mind that I want to find, and then I build to it. Yeah. Like I'm like, hey,
with your character,
like with
discovery, right?
with the Nightwing's like quick rise setup that I posted. Like that was me in the introductory stages of looking for like a vortex with him, because Nightwing isn't a high-low vortex character. He's a left-right mix-up character. So like I'm like in there, like how can I make a vortex or something that's really ambiguous? And so like I'm like fucking around for hours with like setups and shit, and like that was like a very basic thing that I came up with. I'm like,
but
you know,
then
that...
you kind of found other stuff while trying to do that though too.
Oh no, this is recent. Early on, I found a lot of different stuff. Yeah, like,
because I just remember you would come into our chat and be like, "Oh, I found this crazy shit," and I was like, "What are you doing?"
I was
just trying to do this, and then this thing happened. I'm like, "Oh, that's pretty dope."
Well, I'll be honest. Like everything that I found is usually someone beating the shit out of me with it. So like I was playing Killer Frost, and she was just hitting me with the OTG, hitting me with the OTG, hitting me with the OTG. It was pissing me off because this character had an OTG. And that's how, you know, the hot sauce setup was born. That's how the sweep setup was born, was because I didn't want to chase Raven the whole entire match. So I wanted to knock her down and keep her down, like, in front of me where she had to guess instead of, you know, her just floating away. So, like, it's usually someone that pisses me off with something like that, and then I'm going like, I want to do that. And then I go in the lab and try to find something similar with my character.
So you record a lot of your stuff too, eh, Doombawks? What kind of stuff do you use? Do you just have like a hotbar capture card, or?
I have the what's it called, the Elgato, right?
Oh, okay.
It's not too pricey, but it does the job well. It records high quality, and yeah, I usually record stuff. Like I think I have 135 videos on my YouTube, and I want to say 120 of them are Bane.
Wow.
Give or take. I gotta get your YouTube.
So
maybe it'll help me.
Why on earth would you want his YouTube? You want more Bane?
I need to be able to defeat bipolar one of these days in a local, man. I'm sick of getting second.
I will say this: if you're looking at my YouTube, you're not going to find anything useful because I do all the tech that the other Banes don't want to do. I'm like, oh,
bipolar just armors the shit out of me, man.
If you do Venom uppercut into command grab, and then you can grab them through the stagger state, and they're like, or I could just down to body press them. Oh, you guys are so boring.
I like that. You like a little bit of swag, eh?
Oh yeah. Oh
yeah,
God.
That's cool. I like that. Yeah, I like that. I like the swaggier combos.
The moment
if you noticed when we played there, like. I don't just do the back 3, jump 2, jump 3. I like doing those up arrows because it fucking looks cool.
It does.
And it's hard to do online. If you don't have a good connection, those fucking arrows aren't coming out, man.
Kraven's got a really cool bounce combo with his arrow, Jimmy. I like it. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, all I could think about last night was corner shit with him. I got like some ideas I want to do. Like, so that's why, like, today I'm so excited. I finally got some time to get in and get going again on some stuff, because I'm definitely not done with the character, but man, you need, yeah. I'm finally going back to, like, playing a tournament, so I want to have options, so.
Speaking...
I'm not revealing Team Potato quite yet.
Speaking of tournaments, let's talk Killer Instinct for a second.
No. Let's hear about Final Round from a mid-tier player that's been to tournaments before. First off, why don't you tell us just like, was this your second, third? You'd said you'd gone to Evo.
This is my third tournament. This is my second participating tournament. I went to CEO before Evo because, you know, I was in the area, and I met like Gamer Blake and Pick of the Hub, and neither of those two remembered me. And then I went to Evo. And
that's awesome.
Went there, participated. I didn't place very high. I went 1 and 2, but that was with a much worse Bane and a much worse Bane player. And now I finally upgraded myself from a low tier player to a mid tier player. So final round.
Yeah, I think you're solid.
All right. Everyone always talks about like hotel shenanigans. Did you experience any hotel shenanigans at final round?
Let me think. Originally I had a solo room, and then I let Indecisive and 7-0 bunk with me for free because I'm like, why not? And then let me think. We had...
Stand up.
Oh yeah, thank you. we had sets going on in my room where we had, let's see, I think we had DMS, Katana Prime, and some other people. Guido was definitely there too. And then Chris G came in and beat us all up and took all of our money.
Damn.
Get the hell out of here, Chris.
That's
G come
awesome.
Play games, man?
Mm.
Chris G came in for money matches and he beat 7L 5-3.
Yeah, I'm just picturing like Chris G knocking on doors in hotels, be like, "Yo,
Me too.
money
That's my
matches,
first thought
money
I had.
matches."
That's awesome.
Takes everyone's money, goes to the next room. Yo, money matches, money matches.
Did you get to play him, Doomy?
Oh yeah, I got to play him. I was hoping to fight his arrow because I'm like, I could totally beat his arrow.
He wouldn't.
Yeah.
Eh?
He didn't. He went Scorpion, which is a losing matchup for Bane. I still took a match off him though.
That's what happened to Bipolar at Canada Cup, except for he went Black Adam, and it was pre-patch Adam with the sick backdash.
Oh god, that
He
was an
wouldn't play
8-2.
Bipolar's
It was so bad.
That's, ladies and gentlemen, anybody listening, that's how you know that a matchup's really fucking bad. Chris G won't use that character.
Chris G won't rely on his godlike fundamentals to pull out a win.
Yeah,
in
you fucking fundamentals mean shit.
But yeah, I got to play him. I lost $10,
awesome.
so I was sad. But I was
That's
smart
cool.
enough
I've
to
never got to play him.
not bet against him because DMS was like, "Oh, I bet $10 on 7L," and props to 7L, he did his best. But I was like, you know what? I know better than to bet against Chris G. I've seen Marvel. Putting 10 on Chris.
Did him and 7L do the mirror?
Yeah, they did the mirror.
Yeah. 5-3 is not bad, man.
No,
5-3
not bad at all.
is like
Yeah, that's really good.
shit. 5-3 is barely losing to me. So.
Yeah,
But,
and especially in a mirror, because mirrors mean nothing.
And especially in that mirror, that's an interesting mirror. We can talk about that another day, but it's kind of weird.
But aside from that, let me think. Outside of that, I just brought a crap load of snacks, and nobody ended up eating them, and I was so sad because I had like Pringles and.
Are you kidding me? You were in a
That's awesome.
freaking hotel full of people with barely any money, and no one would eat
Nobody
your
ate
free
your
snacks.
food.
Did you not find Tom Brady in this whole venture?
No, I actually got a picture
Hey.
with Tom Brady, which was great because I'm a big fan of his, and I'm like,
That's awesome.
oh,
If you want to get
Were you a little starstruck?
oh, dude, he shook my hand and I almost dropped to my knees and started
That's
bowing.
awesome. I love it. I love that. Even though we're all competitors, we love playing the game. We love getting into the technical stuff. You could still be a big fan of guys. Like I'm a huge Forever King fan and a huge Rio fan. Like those are the guys I cheer for. It's like cheering for my hockey team and shit like that. I love it.
Yeah,
That's
I got
cool.
to play against.
I
Forever
like
King.
that other people that get that geeked up too. That's awesome.
No, if next time, like just a little tip of advice. Next time you have snacks and you're like, yeah, I don't want them. Go up to like the stream setup where the guys are on stream talking. They will like sing your freaking name over the mountains if you give them food or water, because half the time they're on there. They're like either starving, have to
You
piss.
just turn the lights off, and it's like rats. They would like take all the snacks in the darkness. You turn the lights back, like that Simpsons where at Moe's, where you turn the lights off and all this shit disappeared. Okay, I'm gonna turn these lights back off, and my stuff better be back. And then all his clothes are gone, and he's sitting there in his drawers. I fucking love that. That's what it'd be like with the fighting game community, man.
Yeah, I mean, I met some really cool
50% of
people
them are
though.
starving.
Like
Oh yeah,
what's
man,
his name?
that's cool.
Flip Kev tank top guy. He was awesome.
Was he?
Oh yeah, he had
I
this.
just don't know about that guy.
Dude, he had this jerky, and like it was the hardest jerky in the world.
It was made out of 1,000 sweaty tank tops.
We heard about the jerky on stream, and then Katana Prime started choking on it. I'm just like, slip date rape drug into it.
Date rape jerky?
Man.
I was having fun stream monster and that shit, man.
Oh yeah, it was so crazy too because he just sits there and starts eating it casually, and I'm like, what kind of monster are you?
Dude, maybe the jerky is like his hype juice. Like that's what gets him going.
That's what I'm saying. Like that takes some hella trust to eat some beef jerky from that dude. You see, kind of, his personality, and he's pretty buff. He looks like he lifts, and he just like loses his shit sometimes.
He
He's
does
got
not
muscle.
look
Maybe
like
it's
he
the stream.
lifts.
I'm not gonna lie, he
Maybe
looked
it's-
like he lifts in person.
So, there you go.
Oh,
see?
man.
I'm not even kidding you. He walked up behind me, and I'm like, oh shit, it's Bane. Didn't see his face. All I saw was like super tan muscles, and I'm like,
Yeah, but like Rico and CD Jr. lift. Well, I guess no. He even said on stream that he wanted to meet Rico in the gym. So I guess he does lift. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I always used to like look at Tank Top guy and be like, yeah, you're the dude like I was when I was a kid that wore muscle shirts because they were comfortable. So like you'd like walk outside, like you'd be like 95 pounds soaking wet, but you're wearing a muscle shirt. So like yeah, it just looked like you're poor.
I gotta meet that guy in person because I don't know. I don't know if I get along with him from the personality I see
He
on the
totally
stream.
would.
Flip
Trust me,
Kev?
he's a super nice guy.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
he seems awesome.
Like I got nothing against the guy. I don't know the guy, and that's why I'm like I'm not blow up anybody that I don't know or anything like that. I want to meet him. I like how hype he does get for the game. It's just sometimes it feels a little forced. On
I just
stream,
like watching. I like watching Tom Brady when they commentate together.
Yeah, that's true. It's just sometimes. Yeah.
The faces
He's
that he
trying to
makes.
put on a show too, which is good
Oh,
too. So
God,
it's good.
Yeah.
So yeah, why don't we talk then?
Killer Instinct.
Yeah, we got to hear a little bit about how he approaches injustice and how he started out doing that. I know you have Killer Instinct. Did you do the same thing with that game, or have you not gotten the time, or does it not interest you, or what are your thoughts on Killer Instinct?
I'll say this. Originally, I picked Thunder because I was like, oh yeah, big, beefy grappler character. And then randomly one day, I was like, I wonder what Sadira's like. And I picked her up, and I was like, oh.
You play that bitch?
No, I stopped
Oh, thank
playing the
God.
game because I played her.
Oh,
I played
God.
her, and I'm like, this is... I don't even need to try. I'm done. I'm spent. So
So
that
you
was
think
that.
she's kind of what kind of time did you put into it? Like obviously not Injustice type time, but
Oh
do you
God,
think
no,
do
not
you
that
think you
much.
broke into it a little bit or?
I'll say this. I spent maybe 100 hours in Killer Instinct, which isn't a lot at all, but it's I spent some time, found some tick throws with Thunder and found some setups with Sadira, and I was like, oh hey, I'll try Spinal, and I tried Spinal and I found an OTG thing, and I was like, nope, 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 nope,
Just not feeling it, eh?
nope.
So
The
that
game's
would
just-
answer my
it's-
question. Did you enter at final round?
Okay, get this. I entered at final round, but I pre-registered way before I lost my passion for Killer Instinct all at once. So
Oh,
I
okay.
registered,
Did you-
I showed up, and they called my name, and I walked up and I looked at my opponent, and I looked at the person, and I'm like, I forfeit. And I patted the
damn.
other guy in the back, and I'm like, good job, good job.
So like this random dude was getting petted by a guy in a pug shirt.
Oh yeah.
That's
So you didn't even feel
Disturbing.
like you didn't even want to just play it out?
No,
really
I was really not feeling it whatsoever.
wow.
It wasn't on stream or anything, was it?
Nope. It was off stream, but
Oh, I would
I
have
don't
picked
know.
a couple games.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a good game. It's a solid fighting game, but it's not my kind of game.
Yeah, that's cool. I respect that. That's cool.
No, like what I was gonna say is what I really liked about Killer Instinct at Final Round, and Killer Instinct in general, is we get a lot of people, and I've been very vocal in the forums about it, that are basically being like, "Yo, this is an injustice. This game sucks," and they don't play it. Now, if you're like Doombawks and you play the game and you're like, "Yeah, okay, it's not my cup of tea," that's fine. I have nothing to say to you in terms of anything negative. Like that's great. You made an informed decision. But what I have a gripe with is people that are like not even playing the game and they're like, "Yo, screw Killer Instinct. It sucks." And because unlike Doombawks, like I played the game, and I'm coming from a character like Nightwing who has quite slow mobility options, and then I get to play a character like Orchid or Sadir, even Thunder, who's slower, and I have so much more ability to move. Like I like the freedom of movement, and I really enjoyed the game. And to see that game at top 8 at final round and how good it was, that was the best top 8 this game has had
Yeah,
so
I
far.
thought they had a great top 8. I thought the game looked good. The play was good. It's
really
starting
good.
to come along. It is.
But I said this.
I
I
was
said
happy
this
with
a while back about Killer Instinct. I said that Killer Instinct's numbers are going to be really low but it's going to be a really unique situation because in this case, there's going to be more people who don't have access to the system than those that do. So the numbers are going to be slow and they're going to grow. And that's what they've done so far. Every tournament, there's been more and more Killer Instinct numbers.
Yeah, they've been doing all right.
Dude,
the
they've been getting...
haven't been bad.
They started in like 30s to 40 ranges of tournaments, and everyone started to panic and lose their minds, be like, this game's going to flop. It's like, no, people... like we are like the 1% of the fighting game market that actually compete.
No. You know what I find? This is kind of an offshoot and a slight blow up, but I won't say any names. You know what I like? I like the players that, put out that thing looking for donations to go to tournaments and stuff like that because they're broke and they're a student and shit. And then all of a sudden, 2 weeks later, they got an Xbox One and they're playing Killer Instinct.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm not going to get into that, but that's just bullshit.
I feel really bad for a lot of the people that actually can't go to the stuff because, I'm lucky. I'm fortunate that I can go to this stuff.
I can't make tournaments. It sucks.
Yeah, where do you hail from?
Where do I hail from?
Yeah.
Florida.
Oh, you got a scene, man.
No.
Yeah, see, I really want to go to CEO.
I hail from the Central Time Zone part of Florida.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, the part that's like 6 hours to Orlando or 6 hours to Atlanta.
Oh, you're right in the damn middle.
Yeah.
But still, that's not that bad.
So doing the CEO Evo circuit this year? Like, are you going to go to CEO?
I'm thinking about it. I probably am because it's in a wrestling ring.
Yeah,
dude, I know, right?
I just want to go to like
ever.
It would be such a bad scene if I went to CEO because I wouldn't get out. Like there'd be like other games in the ring. I'd be there in the background doing like hip tosses.
I'd be trying to sneak in at 3 in the morning.
Run the ropes.
Trying to Jimmy the lock.
Yeah.
And just be like, yo, let's go.
Make like a mask out of potato chip wrappers and Snickers and just do some high flying.
Fuck that, man. I cut a couple eye holes in a beer box.
Budweiser, man.
Fucking Budweiser. Oh, yeah, I can't get my beer down there.
I'm telling you, too, I made a promise that if I go to CEO and I make it out of pools, whoever I beat on the way out of pools, I will do an elbow drop on a la Bane.
No. You have to do the charge. You have to like Irish whip them into the ropes and then throw your arms in the air like Bane does in the start of his charge and go, ha! And then run up, clothesline them, hit the other side of the ropes, come back, and then elbow drop them. Like, it has to be that theatric. I'm serious.
I want to see a Bane pop off and just fucking scream, more Venom! Like, and just be real genuine with it,
Like, everyone was telling me to do that fun around after I won my first match. And I was like, no, the dude seems like a really nice guy. I can't do that. But then...
Yeah, and you don't pop off on your first match, man. Yeah. That's not a pop-offable match.
Dude.
After I lost to Harold, though, I'm like, if I beat...
That was your second match?
Yeah. I was like, after I lost to Harold, I was 1-1, and I'm like, if I beat whoever I'm fighting next, I'm popping off so hard. I'm going to pop off so hard they'll be able to see it on the stream, and I'm on the other side of the room.
A pug goes flying by.
I would have, pulled your pug shirt up over your face, so it's just like pug head.
Ah! Just run up behind the stream guy, start doing the pug flex.
That is a really unfortunate bracket, man, to get Harold, obviously one of the best Flash players.
Yeah. He went
not
top
to mention
8.
just fighting game players. Yeah, I mean, he made it top 8, eh?
It's so funny. I was like,
it's
I'm
a known crap match, though, right? Like,
oh yeah, it's the worst. But we could talk about that later.
No,
but it was.
We can talk about it right now.
Oh, can we? Oh, is it time?
Yeah.
Is it that time at last?
Like we
this
just
is gonna
segued
take
into
40
it.
minutes anyway, so we might as well let it rock.
Alrighty. Well, anyways, as far as the Flash matchup goes, I don't know what to think about it because I developed a new tech that helps to solve one of the biggest problems in the matchup, but it's still not easy. So I want to say it's a hard 6-4, maybe a 7-3 in his favor.
You think that's not bad?
But for those of us who don't have the inside Bane knowledge, why does Flash beat Bane so bad?
Okay. Oh God, where do I begin? Standing 2. Meter burn lightning charge, shake. The fact that when we're on Venom, our damage reduction overrides his natural trait damage reduction. So instead of the 20% decrease, he's actually only having a 5% decrease.
Really?
So it's really buggy. And then let me think. Practically everything's grab immune. We can't really pressure him too much on Oki. He basically outranges us in the neutral with his like advancing normals. Oh, there's a lot of stuff that hurts Bane in the matchup. The only benefit Bane has in the matchup is the fact that his damage is more consistent when he can get it. And basically, that's it. That and the new tech where Meter Burn Lightning Charge used to jail us on block, even if we were crouching. But I figured out a way to make it so that it doesn't do that anymore. So,
Nice.
good for us.
And also he like all his goddamn hits are multi-hit, so you can't just no brain armor.
Yeah, as I said, standing 2.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, even his fucking jump kick though, like.
Oh yeah. Oh dude.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
jump
Fuck
2.
that jump
Yeah.
kick.
Isn't that that fucking jump kick, man? I swear to God.
See, a lot of characters, like, even with Nightwing, I like to, if I see them jump towards me, I will use the meter burn back 3 to absorb the
Hell yeah, yeah.
the jump in and try to get the combo off. You can't do that with Flash, and I imagine that
because
must
you can't
totally
AA
piss
in
Bane
the
off.
fucking game.
No. And same with Martian, with his stupid back 3 with a double hit on it. Like, why do they have to give him 2 hits on a back 3?
Yo, back
Yeah.
Martian Manhunter back 3 with trade on.
Uh,
Isn't that awesome? I
Man.
love him. He's
Shut up,
green,
dude.
so it's cool.
all right.
So-
So what's like Bane? Okay, if I said Bane's brain dead, what's your response?
Probably.
I love the honesty.
I'm gonna be honest.
If we were
He's
KTP,
probably-
that would be the intro.
He would easily be in the top 3 easiest characters to pick up. Him, I want to say Killer Frost and Doomsday.
Oh
3
yeah, for
easiest.
sure. I could agree with that. There's
If Murphy was on the show, he would say that there's no such thing as high-level Doomsday. And the less that you think with Doomsday, the better that
The
you
higher
are
the
with
level.
Doomsday.
Oh,
So,
hell yeah, man. Did
my
you see
question
Newbie?
dude, my question is Bane the same way? The less you think with Bane, are you better, or is it not? Like, I don't think Bane is in that category with Doomsday.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Yeah.
I'll say Bane doesn't have as much leeway as Doomsday because of how the trait works. I will say
Right.
this. In certain matchups, Bane has to not think in order to have the advantage. Like Green Arrow.
Right.
Green Arrow is 100%. If you're not, like, YOLO whipping your Wang out half the time, then you're not going to win that matchup. It's a 5-5.
Right.
But if you are, 7-3.
Oh, easy.
And
that's what
yeah.
Bipolar says. He's like, I feel so bad because I just autopilot armor the fucking shit out of you and you can't do anything. I was like, don't feel bad, man. This, you didn't make the game. It's like, fuck. Because I mean, Bane's all about knockdown and fucking you up and shit like that. But
I will say that
think
Bane
Bane is
on
a-
Oki, on Oki can be as brain dead as he wants
yeah.
because even if you guess right, you're still wrong.
But I think like
What do
Bane
you-
is one of the most terrifying momentum-based characters in the game.
Yeah.
Like if Bane gets rolling, it's like, oh my god! Like just
Dude,
drop.
you
the
can almost
controller.
say, like, you can look at the life bars and it can be even. Like, say it's like they're both on second life bar and it's full, but all of a sudden the steam train gets going and you're like, well, it's over.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, no, it's not. They both got all this. No, it's fucking
No,
over.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
especially if it hits the corner, you're like, well, just put the fucking controller down, man. Like, get ready for the next one.
You know what's funny is that everyone's like, "Oh, Bane's corner game is so good." It's not actually that good. I will say this: Bane gets less damage in the corner than he does mid-screen. By
Damage,
a long
yeah,
shot.
but being able to keep him down and the options he has to keep him in the corner
He can do
are
that
good.
anywhere on the screen. In
Well,
fact, he
that's
does it
true.
better in the middle because he has the option to background bounce on some stages.
That's true.
I will say this: a lot of
That's
people
fucking
have this
bullshit.
misconception that when Bane gets you in the corner, it's game over. You have an easier time getting out of the corner against Bane because you can put Bane into the corner, and the moment he hits debuff, it's jailbait.
Yeah, but his fucking uppercut is still good.
And his
fucking
his
D1's still
movement
not
is-
bad in debuff. Like,
Well, I'm not going to say
the
he's
range
bad in
of
the
it,
corner. He's good in the corner, but
Yeah.
I think he's better mid-screen.
with the dash. Yeah.
Mm.
So I want to ask you a question.
Mhm.
You're not like we consider you mid-tier, and then you got, well, Bipolar hasn't really done anything super huge in a big major, but I think he will. So you got Bipolar, Gur, and Max, who are all pretty high-level Banes. They're really good. They beat good players all the time.
Yeah.
What do you think of their different styles? Because I think all three play differently. Which one do you think kind of plays the way the character is
best.
designed? Like, plays the best to his strengths?
This is a tough one. Okay,
Can we all pick one? Because I have one of mine.
Yeah,
Ooh.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, you guys can go ahead. I gotta think about this. Because I don't want to blow anyone up by accident.
Oh, no. It's definitely not a blow. It's more of like...
I think it's Max. I think Max plays him probably all around the best right now.
See, I don't...
I think Max does. I think, and I'll tell you
Did
why.
you see him
Because
play
I think
Saucy Jack's arrow? I lost all faith in that fucking guy, and I started going, "What's going on here?" I'm not gonna blow him up even jokingly because I'm just sitting there going, "What the hell?"
And like, no disrespect to Bipolar, like he's my Canadian homie, but like, here's why I think that Max plays the best right now. I think that when Max is playing, and you can see it when he is playing, he's thinking all the time. Like he's especially when he's like when someone gets knocked down. Like I can tell that he's not just running up and hitting a button. He's sitting there going, "I think he's going to wake up," and he's doing something to do that. Or he's like, "I think he's going to try to backdash." He does something to it. Like he's always like you can see when he plays.
And I think that goes against
so
the way
sorry.
the character has to be played.
But
I think the way Gur does it is almost right.
But this is what I was going to detract Gur from. I think Gur is the opposite. I think Gur just runs up and fucking mashes whatever his fingers hit
No,
first.
he fucking level 3s every single chance he can. And I think that's, like, you gotta do that. People don't expect that shit. And who gives a shit about a 6-second debuff? Honestly, when you went into level 3 and you hit the guy for 60 to 70%,
But here's why
you got a 6-second debuff?
Yeah, but you have what's the level 3 time? How long is he in level 3 Venom?
Each level of Venom
No.
lasts
Oh,
7 seconds.
they're all the same.
Yeah.
So but you're
Yeah,
immediately
I was gonna
giving
say
up
6 to 7.
14 seconds of Venom for 7.
No,
Like,
but he
you
won't
could have
always
21 in
go
total.
right to 3. But like generally he's at 2 and then he goes to 3.
But like in Bipolar, like I think
he's a
Bipolar
mixture.
is
I
like
think he's a mixture of both.
I think as soon as Bipolar starts going to more bigger tournaments, he'll be the best Bane. I think as
I
soon
think
as he
so,
gets
too.
that next level experience, he's going to be retarded. Like I
think so,
really
too.
do. Yeah.
Like he's beaten some pretty killers in those online
Yeah.
tournaments and shit like that. And
Yeah.
right now he's kind of getting beat by matchups like
Yeah.
with Dag Zatanna.
But whenever he kind of gets like his tourney feet under him and like shakes off the offline tourney nerds, because it's way different playing in the comfort of your living
big
room
time.
and in a
That's
tournament.
like, and every single local that we've had, and every time we play, he just gets better, man. From the first time I met him and learned he was in my city, he just keeps getting better.
Yeah.
It's like sick.
Yeah.
So it's good.
Alright.
I think, man, in another year, yeah, he could be the best. What do you think, Doomy? Like,
Okay.
who plays closest to the way you feel the character should be played?
All right. Well, I'm gonna do this on an individual thing because
Okay.
I feel like each of them plays a certain way and none of them are correct.
And then compare yourself.
Okay.
To the
All right.
way-
Well, let's
your
start with
style.
Max
All right.
because Max is my boy. I'll give him props. Right now, he's probably the best performing Bane. However, I will say this: when you said, "Oh, he runs up and he thinks," no, he presses down 2 body press, which covers every single option. Every single option. And I
See,
kid
look.
you not, that is it. He will run up, he will down 2 body press, or he'll down 2 double punch if he thinks you're going to jump. That's it. And it works, too, because down 2
Yeah.
body press,
Mm-mm.
when you hit it like on that low level, it combos into body press.
And
So
on
it's-
block, you just the other
It's a
you
tick
put it
throw.
you put it in the other person's hands
Yeah.
to jump. They have to hold up.
But I will say this: Max has his good side that he is very tactful. He tries to poke in, and he does know some matchups really well. Like the Shazam matchup, I don't know if you guys saw how he was doing the back 1, down 1 into confirm on the teleport, because the back 1 will absorb the invuln and knock out Atlas, Torpedo, and all of his wake-ups, and then the down 1 tracks him behind him and reaches. That's really good. I mean, I made the back 1 thing, or I didn't make it. Someone else named Og made the back 1 thing against Shazam, and it was really cool. But At the same time, in those matchups that he doesn't know, or in those matchups that he gets easily frustrated in because he can't get in as easily as usual, he falls apart so fast. I swear to God, every time I see him take a full screen charge, I just die on the inside. I die.
That's
Like
when
there's
you
this,
know. That's when you know a Bane player is just in his head. He's
Flustered,
fucking
yeah.
out of options, man.
yeah,
Especially if he's not
this,
going to level 3 it when it's a blatantly obvious charge.
yeah. It's like this pit in my stomach's just like, ugh. But I will say this: best performing Bane by far right now, max intensity. Coolest guy, super nice, and I share my tech with him. He's like, yeah, but how does this play into the current meta? I can respect that, but the
Yeah,
dude has
yeah.
no foresight or ambition because everything's just how it is now. And the way I see it is, people already know what we do now. We need to get the leg up and do things they
Yeah.
won't expect.
Keep
Now,
evolving your
yeah.
character.
Moving
I
on
like
to Gur, I will say this: Gur, super nice guy, probably the nicest of the Banes if you don't count the Canadian kindness of Bipolar. But
Bipolar's a dick.
but he's Canadian by
Just kidding.
default, so
Yeah.
irrelevant. But
Dude, that still makes him like super nice in the States. A Canadian dick is like a fucking good Samaritan.
yeah,
Okay,
but
sorry, go
Gur,
ahead. I said to blow him up.
Gur runs in. He does his double punch thing. We all make jokes like, "Oh my God, Gur used charge!" Oh, and then the game crashes. But I mean, when Gur first came into our attention at the Bane Character Council, we called him an average Bane. We said he's good, he does what he does, but he has some very poor habits. He has poor venom management. He has tactics that are tried and true, but easily counterable. And sometimes it plays against him. But at the same time, when people aren't ready to deal with that, when people are
Right.
expecting a steak and you give them like a freaking cow, then
I like that,
that's
yeah.
that's a big deal. And I will say
Yes.
this, Gur, if it weren't for the fact that he doesn't know some matchups and it kills him more than anything that he doesn't know those few matchups and gets easily frustrated, he would be the best performing Bane. I feel
Yeah,
like
man.
as far as the
When he
general
hits-
idea of what Bane is now, he does play the closest.
Yeah,
I
he
will say
hits
that.
and he fucking makes it hurt. Like when he hits, like the damage is just man.
Like Max is the kind of guy that he can be ahead and he'll stay ahead, but if he falls behind, he like 50-50 whether he gets back or not. Gur is the kind of guy that will take you down to that last speck. He doesn't get ahead or behind. He just constantly beats you into the ground, making sure that he stays just enough ahead to make sure that he wins.
Do you feel
And-
like Gur is the Sonic Fox of the Bane character?
I do not.
I think he
Because-
YOLOs sometimes.
He YOLOs sometimes, but his YOLOs are carved in by venom and armor, so it's an entirely different thing. Now,
That's
if he YOLO'd on debuff, yeah, he'd be the Sonic.
Yeah,
Fox.
that's
So-
true.
But
if Sonic Fox played Bane, he would still be going in on debuff.
yeah. But I will say that Gur, in my opinion, the closest thing to a current idea of the meta Bane that we have. And I'd say that if he learns his matchups and plays it seriously, he can easily win it. Now, moving on to Bipolar. He grabs a lot. I will say that. He grabs more than any other Bane I've ever met and probably ever will.
You mean like the
He
body
really
press
does.
grab?
Yeah.
Throws
He-
too. He likes to throw now too.
It's everywhere. Every time I play him, at least 50% of his moves are body press or something into body press. I will say that if Bipolar went to more tournaments, he would probably be maybe the second best Bane. I don't know if he'd be able to take that first spot, but I will say I respect Bipolar because he does use my tech. And he shares my sentiment that something only needs to work once to get you the win.
That's
You
true.
don't need to have something that's consistent in every game. You're going to use it and, oh, it's so good. You just need to
Right.
have that 30% combo that no one was looking for. And you got it.
Right. I like
So-
that. Yeah.
If I had to rate him on a scale of like 1, 2, and 3, I'd say right now it's Max.
One
Gert,
one
by-
to Born in the Darkness.
1 to Born in the Darkness.
Yeah.
I'd say I'm Born in the Darkness. But
Yeah.
yeah, because you said to compare myself to him. Me personally, I don't have the mechanical skill of any of them. I'm not going to lie. I have the tech,
Yeah.
but I can't perform it as well. But that
You
being
just
said,
you're not quite there on your execution yet. You figure.
yeah. I choke sometimes. I get standing 3. You know how it is.
Right. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I will say this: I have one thing that all those Banes don't have, and that's no shame whatsoever. I will get until
That's my
they die.
favorite quote of the week, man.
Like someone will come into this match expecting me to play like Max or Bipolar or whatever, and I'm gonna hit them with a back 2-3 fast stand. And you know what? They're gonna have to hold it because they don't know what the hell that is. I'm gonna hit them with
I
that
like that.
NTCG, and they're gonna be sitting there scratching their head like, "What the fuck is this guy doing?"
So
wait, a what? It sounds like something I would name. An MTCG.
It's basically normal throw into command grab. When Bane does the normal throw forward, he can command grab right afterwards.
throw,
And if the
command
opponent
grab.
doesn't know what to look for the timing, you snatch him up for a free command grab.
Ah.
hmm I did that to
That
someone.
advanced meta.
I did it to the guy I beat in the first round. I hit him with the NTCG, and I was like, "Yeah, that's right. That's right. I did it. Y'all said it was useless. Well, you know what? I did it anyways."
kind of. That's awesome.
And then I'm like,
So
"Yeah." But I
Yeah,
would
go
say
ahead.
that on a scale of all the Banes, I'm probably like the 8th best Bane.
is there that many Bane players?
There's about 12 of us. I want to say it's Max, Gur, Bipolar.
What's your favorite Bane costume?
My favorite Bane costume? If I'm fighting Batman, Nightfall. Otherwise, Luchador.
You like the
Fucking
pink one?
Luchador, man.
I like Luchador, namely because no one wants to be beaten by a Bane wearing that costume.
So true.
It's true. Yeah, it's 100% true. So, saying you're talking about your execution and stuff like that, is that something? Are you going to continue on going to tourneys? You don't really have a local scene there to kind of work on tourney nerves and stuff, hey? It's
Yeah.
either like a local or bust or
It's kind of the way it is.
sorry, a
That
major. Is it like you got to go to a major or you got nothing type thing or?
pretty much. I always
Right.
joke with myself like, "Yeah, I'm gonna drive up to Atlanta on Wednesday, and I'm gonna go to their tournament. I'm gonna play." And but then I'm like, that's 6 hours. I don't wanna.
Yeah, I mean, after you'd be so mentally tired. Like driving's tiring enough. You don't really think about it, but it is. You know, it's mentally taxing, especially a 6-hour drive. You'd
Yeah.
kind of go there and I don't know. You definitely wouldn't be able to play at your best.
Yeah, definitely not.
Because I know after taking a bus for 2.5 fucking days to a tournament, I had my worst tournament showing ever. And
Man.
it wasn't just the booze.
there were a lot of those though. Let's be
Yeah,
serious.
but it
Yeah.
was definitely, it was a great time, but I'd never do it again just because of the travel weariness.
Yeah,
But
but there is one thing I want to say since we're still on the topic, and this is pretty much what I'm gonna probably close out on, I think, unless you guys have more questions. I will say this. Superman is not a counter to Bane.
I saw you post that.
He is not. It's not an easy matchup for Bane, but Superman is not a counter. It's 6-4 at the worst. It could be 5-5 if the Bane realizes that he can raw back 3 all of Superman's wake ups. Like you don't even have to burn meter for it. You can just kick him in the face for free.
And the shit just misses.
That
yeah.
hits
He's
rising
got a
grab?
he's got a crazy back 3, man.
Like it hits rising grab though?
The
Well,
hitbox is
here's the
fucking
thing.
weird, dude.
The back 3 is low immune, but if he does rising grab, you actually land on the ground and you're too low for him to grab on the way up. So then you can full combo punish him.
Oh, so you get to get him on the way down.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yep.
nice.
Or worst come to you, just sit in his face and he can't do anything. Because if he tries to flying punch you, you ring slam him on the spot.
Nice.
It is the best feeling in the world, I want to say though.
Nice.
But yeah, Superman not a counter. Flash is a counter.
Yeah.
Killer Frost, not a counter.
But
That
everyone
seems
loves
like
to
a
throw
solid,
out Killer
That
Frost
seems
there.
like a
yeah.
normal 5-5, I think, eh?
But well, some people say it is. I'm personally, I don't care about it.
Dude,
But
Killer Frost forums are like when they talk about their matchups, they're like, this is bad for Killer Frost, this is bad, but they always say that Bane is good for Killer Frost.
I don't know. Like I'm not a Killer Frost pro, but when I play mine against Bipolar, it's definitely a match I feel like I can win matches in, compared to Arrow, where I feel like I can't win at all.
Zatanna is a counter. Everyone that like is like, oh, bipolar lost to Deg. No,
Why
no,
don't
no.
Why don't you talk about that and explain that matchup a little bit more?
Oh God.
Just
Oh,
if you could sum it up in 5 minutes.
Chase,
5 minutes.
chase, chase, chase.
I was gonna say I could sum it
Is
up in
it just the
five
teleport?
words: teleport, ring toss, trance, multi kick, and teleport
So does
again.
ring toss, even on a read, if you do armor charge, ring toss recovers too fast or what?
hmm She can ring
Right.
toss and then teleport away and then full
Before you
punish
even.
us.
I
That's
actually
fucking
saw
nuts.
Deg was doing that. Who did he play final round? I actually watched him do this.
That was AK Cool McGee. Cool guy, by the way. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
and he was doing that. He would stand full three and toss the rings, and of course Bane's going to charge because he's going to read a ring and he's going to think he's going to get through it. And as soon as like Bane is just about to touch Zatanna, she just like blips away, and she's at the other side of the screen again because it's just she can do 2 teleports by the time Bane can do anything. So
Yeah, it is just not a good matchup. That being said, it's winnable, but the Bane player has to be super duper on point.
yeah.
You know what? Actually, you know what?
Got to be playing like mistake free.
Yeah, I'm
That
not gonna
might be a
stick numbers
matchup
on
that
it.
that might be a matchup that's worse in a 3 to 5 setting though too, eh?
Oh yeah, oh definitely. If you're like, as I said,
For
I'm
the
not gonna
Bane
put
player.
numbers on it, but here's basically how all Bane's matchups go. If the opponent knows the matchup, it goes down by 2 numbers. If you don't know the matchup, it goes down by another 2 numbers. If your opponent has ways to get around armor or your basic tactics, it goes down another 2 points. So that being said, if you have, say, a green arrow who doesn't know the matchup, that's a 9-1 Bane's favor. But if you have like if you know a Flash player that knows the matchup and Bane doesn't know the matchup, that's a 9-1 Flash's favor. So all of the matchups in the entire game can be surmounted by how well do you know how to fight Bane? Because more than any other character, you cannot flowchart Bane. Or you
That's
can't
true.
flowchart against him, rather.
What do you have? What do you have Bane Nightwing as? I'm just curious.
Oh, God. Um, if the Bane can block high, then 5-5. If the Bane can't block high, then 6-4 Nightwing. And if the Nightwing doesn't realize that we can stuff his wake ups, then 6-4 Bane.
I like that multiple numbers.
Mm.
It's
Put
as I
it all
said,
together for a 5-5?
I'd say
Yeah,
it's an
like
even matchup.
I,
It's
I would
winnable
put
for
it
both
at
sides.
I would put it at 5-5 to be honest with you, just because of the like his Oki game against Nightwing is good. The only thing is that Nightwing can quite easily start bowling over him and not give a shit about his armor. Like a lot of Banes will like to wake up, with double punch or charge, and he can just laugh at it. Like he just spins right through it. Just yeah. But
Fucking multi-hitting
and
safe moves.
yep,
Must
and
be
a,
nice.
and a lot of Banes like to, they'll see you down one, they block it. Well, they buffer in double punch or they'll buffer in the grand. Nightwing has a hard time with that damn his rising uppercut though. The hitbox
Yeah.
on that thing is massive, and he does have a hard time with that.
It's super good too because it says it starts up in 14 frames,
Bullshit.
the hitbox is active at the 10th frame.
Yeah, that thing's
That's
fast.
That's wrong then, yeah. So the frame data is just wrong then, eh?
Oh no, the frame data is right because it takes them 14 frames to actually get off the ground for an anti-air. But if you're just fighting someone on the ground, 10 frames even.
So the first active frame is 10 frames, and that's the startup then.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's retarded.
But as I said, all the matchups in the Bane thing, just how well you know Bane. If anyone needs tips on how to beat Bane, just go to Bane Forum and look through our crap, and you're going to find us complaining about something that we cannot do.
In the old days, you could have just posted anything about Bane, and Doombawks would have been there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But nowadays, you just ask for his help, and he'll definitely help you.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I'll still be there if people post Bane. I try to peek in and make sure they're not spreading wrong information, but
Spread
that was the biggest
lies and
problem back
falsities.
then.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens with a young game, though, too. I mean, everybody's still learning. It's one of those things where when things are new, you can put something in one day and do something and play play a certain way, and then the next day you can play and things might seem different. Like
Oh yeah.
you might do something that you've done 100 times, and all of a sudden it seems different. You're like, did they hotfix? Like it's like what happens when they patch it. You're like, oh my god, I got ninja nerfs or ninja buffs, and when in reality that shit was probably the same, you know.
I was gonna say, for us Bane players, it was like, oh, we got buffs. More buffs. What a surprise. Ah, more buffs.
He didn't need it. He didn't need it.
Okay, that's actually the thing I was saying I was gonna save till now. Everyone says Bane got crazy at 1.06. That is
I think it was
false.
I think it was the patch before that.
No, he got crazy patch 1.04. That was when his Venom cooldown got
the cooldown, yeah.
decreased. His Venom stuff got slightly buffed, but those are both Ghost nerfs. The moment his charge could no longer be parried.
Yeah.
When
that
he
was
became
big.
crazy, because he already had the dashes, he already had the pretty decent Venom stuff. The only thing that he did not have was the ability to get around parries, and that's it. The only thing 1.06 changed was his worst matchups became a lot easier, and that's it.
So here's a question. I wonder how they altered the properties of that charge to make it not parryable. Because if I'm thinking like NRS thinks, I'm wondering how they program that to be unparryable.
It's the same way that they program stuff to be ungrabbable. Basically, the charge has... Actually, I'm giving away a big secret here. The thing about charge is that it used to have a hitbox on Bane's body, like Bane's body was the hitbox, and you could parry him. They changed it so now that the hitbox extends in front of Bane's body.
So it's like a shield.
And that can't be parried.
And it makes it harder to fucking neutral.
So they made it... No.
Thing too.
They made it a Kenshi shoulder is what they did. They put a Kenshi shoulder in front of Bane.
I guess you could say that.
It's almost like a physical projectile. That's why it can't be parried.
Basically.
Yeah.
And that's... oh, goodness, how can I put this? That's actually a really funny story because they didn't just do it to the front, they did it to the back, too.
Fuck.
I was playing casuals with someone, and I charged under them, and they jumped up and over me, and they tried to dash in to punish me, and then I ran them over from the back. And I was like,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah. It's a saber wolf box around Bane.
I
would
guess you could
love
say
them to get the balls to put the hitboxes in their games, man.
I would love to see what Wonder Woman's Down 3 look like. I don't know where it goes. I don't know where hitbox goes, man. That thing is like under the stage. It's so low.
Yeah. Man, Bane has all kinds of crazy stuff, though. Like, he has back to cross-ups that, like, next to no one knows about. I talked about it at one point, but no one was interested, where, like, after certain knockdowns, if he dashes up and hits you with his back two, which is his low into launcher, it'll cross you up low because his foot appears behind you.
Yeah. Oh, dude, the corpse hopping stuff in this
Bipolar's
game
done
is
that to me
nuts.
before. I hate that fucking character. I don't want to talk about him anymore.
Yeah, sounds good. I've already said all I need to say, so.
That's awesome, man. Thanks for the great insight. I mean, a guy that spends that much time with the character, it's nice to hear some different things. I love talking game anytime, so it's great.
Yeah, sorry to talk you guys' ear off. I get a little carried away with the Banes.
Shut up.
That's why we wanted you on. If we thought you were just gonna be like, yeah, yeah, luchador costume. Yeah.
Is it time for the real man's man of the week?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's wrap things up.
Man,
I think
I'm hyped.
I've had a lot of fun. It has been. It's great
so
to be back doing the show again. I mean, we did those 2 episodes. It went good. People seem to like it. I want to keep doing it, but the thing is, I want to have things to talk about if we do the show. You know what I mean? Like, so that's why it's not a weekly thing. I find some of the podcasts get a little stale. Like, every now and then they'll just have a super great episode, but you know, if you do one every single week, it can get a little bit stale if you're not blowing people up and talking shit. So,
oh, dude,
I'm not into doing that. So, I mean, if we do it bi-weekly, every 3 weeks, maybe we'll see.
We so need to talk about seeding in one of these episodes.
I would love to, and I would love to talk about the top 8 myth in the community. I think maybe let's do that next show and let's talk about top 8.
That's actually a very good segue into this
Yeah.
week's Real Man of the Week.
Alright. Let's hear it.
He's a man, such a man, such a man. He's a real man's man.
This week's, and I'm really excited because it's been a long time. I'm getting amped up here. Here we go. This week's Real Man's Man of the Week is none other than Emperor DMS. The DMS and Emperor DMS should stand for Do My Shit. Because that's what he does. He gets in there and simply does his shit. He was an integral part of Final Round, being both a friend and a resource to many players, mid-tier and top-tier alike. However, this week's Real Man's Man has also started a movement within the community. With his thoughts and views on current player attitudes and the insanely high bar this community sets for its players. So, for your courage to take a stand and pave the way for new horizons, I am proud to award Emperor DMS Real Man's Man status. May you always place the dats in their respective holds.
Alrighty then.
I like it. I think you.
I like it.
I love that thread. It's a lot of people don't get it type thing. I mean, it's not like don't not be competitive. You know, don't not have rivalries. It's just the way people go about it, and they stagnate the community and they stagnate the growth of the game. And it's nice to see that some players are starting to get it.
Well,
and maybe the future will start getting really good here.
It's detrimental to growth. If people are traveling and spending hundreds of dollars, and let's be serious here, most of the mid-tier guys are going to be spending hundreds of dollars, probably knowing that they're not going to get any money back out of it.
Yeah.
They're going for the love of the game and to hang out with people and just be around people that understand why they love doing what they're doing.
Exactly, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going, and you know what? Well, maybe they were known as being a good Shazam, or a good, Nightwing, or a good Superman, or anyone like that. And they get there and they don't place top 8. What, are they trash now? Or is it like why did you
Does
even
their
come?
opinion not matter?
Why are people looking at them like, dude, you didn't get top 8, you fucking suck? It's like, dude, no, I don't. I just lost in tournament. Like, and it goes the other way around too. Like, you could have who's the worst character in the game right now? Like, everyone say Joker. He's not. But let's just say for
Green Arrow.
I don't think it's Green Arrow, but man, it could definitely be freaking what's his name? Hold on. Give me a second.
Shazam's pretty shitty.
Shazam's
Ares
not
is
that
pretty
bad,
bad,
actually. He has
Ares
some
is-
pretty good setups.
Shazam has setups and stuff, but if you know that matchup, he's a piece of shit.
Well, let's say you're using like complete shit tier. Like, let's say for argument's sake that you're using Shazam, and I don't think Shazam is the worst either. But
A lot of
let's
people say Scorpion is the worst. in the
no,
game.
he's not. Get the hell out of here. No.
Yeah, I don't think he's the worst either, man.
All right, let's say Shazam just for argument's sake.
All right.
You take a Shazam and a Shazam goes through. Who knows the Shazam matchup?
Me.
And shut up. Shazam goes through. He gets top 8. He's now Shazam of America.
Yeah. Shazam
then-
of the world!
Shazam of the world, and he gets to go on Test Your Might and create threads and say all this outlandish stuff about other Shazam players, and they have to hold that
You
until
get to go Hollywood.
until the next tournament. And the next tournament he's in a bracket with someone who knows the Shazam match. He's in a bracket with 5 people that know the Shazam matchup because now Shazam was on the radar. So they go in there like, yeah, we know how to punish this. You're not going to wake up Telly for free on me anymore. I'm going to option select it. And boom, let's say he goes 1 and 2. Well, now he's cast aside. He doesn't even matter anymore. His victory doesn't matter anymore. He's dirt again. So the thing is, this is what I agreed with, is that if you go and you make that big splash, you become an asshole for 2 months, and you lose, your tournament win doesn't even matter anymore. It's null. Everyone forgets about it. It's like, no, washed up, you suck. See you later. You don't count. Until you make top 8 again. And you can make top 8 5 tournaments in a row, and the 6th one where you get knocked out in pools, those 5 wins don't count anymore. You're trash. Like, it's so dumb. It's so
Yeah.
dumb.
Yeah. I mean, I'm lucky.
I mean-
I got props just for showing up.
Dude.
Tier.
But
That's awesome.
I mean, I can agree with that. It really is really detrimental to think that.
Oh, the whole Nightwing debacle was embarrassing. It was embarrassing.
I know. I'm
Terrible.
I don't want to say I'm good friends with Chongo, but I talked to him a few times. We talk matchups, and I thought it was really funny because everyone was like, "Oh, Chongo, Nightwing of America," and Chongo's like, "Oh no, it's okay. I can just be Chongo. It's okay." And then the other guy won. I forget his
Sajam
name.
got top 8.
Lord of the Fly?
Yeah,
Oh,
Lord of the
Lord
Fly.
of the
He
Fly.
used Martian Manhunter, though, and then used Nightwing
In top
some
8.
matchups.
In top
To be
eight,
fair,
yeah.
he did eliminate some really big names with that Nightwing. It was cool. But then everyone's like, "Oh, Lord of the Fly is Nightwing of America. Chongo's washed up."
Yeah,
Chongo's
Chongo was
You
just
know
gone.
what's funny?
No one even
What
thought it was
did I
funny
do?
anymore.
You know what's funny about the Lord of the Fly thing?
Mm.
Everybody was saying he was doing so well, and then when I finally got back to watching the stream, he got his ass beat.
That's because
I felt so bad.
like Lord of the Fly, he played well, and you know what? You beat,
Yeah,
you
he
beat
did. You don't
KDZ,
get
and you beat
yeah, you
Forever
don't get
King in
that
one
far
tournament.
playing
You
like
have to
crap,
hold
yeah.
it because
Yeah.
you can't say shit about someone's performance if they beat the guy that won Evo and the guy who's had the most successful first place finishes in Injustice tournament history so far.
Yeah.
You can't. Like, what are you supposed to say? Oh yeah, dude, they didn't know the matchup. Like, get the
Oh, he
fuck
played
out of here.
well, yeah.
He
I
just
mean,
outplayed them. They weren't
Even
prepared.
King-
They weren't prepared to play Nightwing on that day. Like, they
If you
just
look
weren't.
at King's profile on TYM, he even says like, I think it's like March 3rd or something like that. I don't know why. I just skimmed through it last night or the night before, and he says, "No, I don't even worry about Nightwing. That matchup's easy peasy for me." And it's kind of funny to go back and see that.
Well,
Because then,
And I
a
will
few
say
weeks
this
later
though.
he loses.
Fly played very unorthodox, and he was doing stuff that I was like, "Why are you doing this?" But he was getting away with it. Like wingdings,
Hey, if it works,
wingdings are good, but a lot of people don't understand that wingdings, even on hit, are hella negative.
Yeah.
like people just respect wingdings way too much.
From
Yeah,
playing
that's why I
online.
said if the Bane knows how to block high, it's a 5-5 because wingdings are no big
Negative.
deal.
Every situation that wingdings hits you, they're negative unless he X's it and knocks you down. But
Yeah.
you're not comboed for it.
But you see, you're feeling the exact same way I feel about Gur. I watch him play, and I'm like, how the hell is he getting top 8 doing that? But, I mean, he gets results.
Yeah,
But
when it
still.
works, it works. That's the funny
But-
funny thing about games.
But just about the Nightwing thing, I have to say this. Like, I know we're running a little long here, but I have to say this. The Nightwing forum blow up, the great Nightwing crisis of
Are
2014.
you talking about Fly's thread?
Yes, the great, but
They
it wasn't
blew everybody
no.
up for
no,
no
no.
reason. Or?
No. The very first thread, which is what everyone got butthurt about, and it's the one I stayed out of. The very first thread wasn't made by Lord of the Fly. Wasn't made by a Nightwing player. It was made by a stream monster who was watching the tournament and was like, "Yo, Nightwing's gotta hold that. Lord of the Fly made top 16." And the Nightwing players were still watching the tournament because he wasn't out yet. Like, we were all still watching. We were like, go Lord of the Fly. Like, this is awesome.
Yeah,
Nightwing's doing well.
yeah.
And then you come back and it's like, here's this big-ass drama thread. And everyone was like, what are you talking about? And so everyone was like, yeah, you guys held him down and shit. It's like, no, we didn't. Like, we're still here watching him. And then what happened is of course, AK is going to come in and back their boy. Because it's AK. Like,
Yeah.
I would do the same thing. Like, he's your boy. And then it was like, Fly came back from final round, and for some reason, like, it was like everyone fed him this mentality of, everyone's holding you down. They said you couldn't do it, champ. And you did it.
I thought that thread
you
he
made
made was
top
really
16.
uncharacteristic, man.
And it
Yeah.
was this. And,
I was
and
a little
Fly,
disappointed. in
Fly
it.
did his final round shoutouts, and then I was tagged in it. Sajam was tagged in it.
I didn't understand
Everyone's
that.
saying-
I don't know.
And I get upset. I personally get upset. And I don't personally get upset by a lot of things on the forums because I just don't care. But, like, I personally got upset at this because I was sitting there like, dude, you posted in, like, because he was on TYM the day of the tournament, like, while he was playing, he was on TYM, and he, like, posted in a thread, did I just beat this person? And I, like, quote, I'm like, dude, keep going, like, you're doing well, like, this is awesome, go, like, cheering him on. And then I come back on and it's like, yo, Nightwing players, you suck. I made top 16. Yeah. And
The Hollywood.
and you guys have to hold that. And like specifically tags me, I'm sitting there going, what am I holding exactly? What is there to hold? Like I was hoping you got top 8. Like I wanted you to win it. If Nightwing wins, I'm happy. I'm pumped. Yeah. And then like these whole big threads and this whole drama was created not so much by Lord of the Fly, not so much by the Nightwing players, but like of Lord of the Fly's friends and other people that were stream monstering that just wanted to create this sort of mentality that everyone was holding him down. Mm-hmm. And the way that I put it is, look, even if people were trying to hold you down, they cannot take away from the fact that you just beat KDZ and Forever King in winners in one tournament.
Yeah.
Like, if you can get top 16 taking out those names, that's awesome. Because, really, you shouldn't have got out of pools any regular player with those names in your path. Like, let's be serious here.
Yeah, I feel you. Like, did you guys see that one thread made by, what's his name? Legion, right? Yeah, it's Legion. He's a Bane player, right? And he was listing off these complaints about Final Round, how all the people weren't, like, communicating anything. And
oh, that was the turn. Yeah.
And not to blow him up, fantastic. I met him at the tourney. Super nice guy. He was working his ass off. But there was no communication, so no one knew where he was. I mean, I knew where he was because I walked in and out of that room 100 times. But so, fantastic comes in. He's like, this coming from a guy that went 0-2, and the entire everything exploded. Yeah. And I stepped in, and I was like,
"What does that matter?"
Yeah. Fantastic. I love you. You're cool. You're the best, and I know how busy you were. Shout out to everyone that was at Final Round. They did a great job, considering all the little hiccups that went on. And I was like, but going 0-2 doesn't matter. He spent money. He's part of the community, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, Legion, if anyone gives you any shit to hold, I'll hold it for you because I agree. And just because you're a 0-2 unknown player doesn't mean your opinion matters any less. And I'm not going to say Fantastic's on blast because, as I said, I saw the dude working hard. Major props to him. Darth Arma, I didn't really see him, but I wasn't really looking for him. But also, awesome dude. Lots of props. Legion, not you on blast. Lots of props. But as a whole, just the communication is what killed everything, in my opinion.
Yeah. But that's
that's
part of the reason why we created this podcast, was because there's players that have voices and they get to have voices, and then there's players that don't. Whether it's tech, whether it's their thoughts on a matchup, whether it's their experiences at a tournament. Some of us don't get to have those grievances, and it's frustrating as hell. Because a guy like Legion, who had this experience that he was personally affected by, and was like, hey, look, if I'm going to pay money to go to a tournament, I'd like to not have to experience this aspect of it again. Why shouldn't he get to air his grievances, especially after other top players can create 3 different threads about the same tournament, about how poorly it was run, and get off scot-free.
I agree.
All I'll say is the people that are supposedly top players or higher level players, or people that look down on people that go 0-2 or 1-2, you fucking need
those players
to be at those tournaments. Yeah. Otherwise, it's you sitting there playing with your fucking ding dong and your 2 other fucking hypocritical, full of themselves bullshit friends, and you're like, oh, where is everybody? Why does nobody come out? Well, it's because you're a fucking dickhead, So hopefully this new leaf mentality takes over. And I mean, it doesn't mean everybody's got to be rubbing each other's backs and fucking being, all nice and shit like that. But I mean, it's just...
It just means that there has to be an acceptance level for not getting first every single tournament.
For everybody, all across the board.
Exactly.
Every single player.
There's got to be a little bit more forgiveness.
Just because
there.
maybe a mid-tier guy does elevate his game and do really well and say he gets like 5th, doesn't mean he's a goddamn god either, No. He doesn't need his ego boosted up, and he doesn't need to become a fucking dickhead. You got to break the cycle. So, I mean, hopefully it does get better. I want to see there's certain top high-profile players that I'm like going to be looking at, and hopefully see changes in the way their outlook is on the community.
It'll be.
I'd like to see less selfishness. That's what I'd like to see. But
it'll be interesting to see what happens, and just And it'll be interesting to see how serious some people will be with this. It's
Yeah.
been supported. It seems to be generally supported right now. We'll just see how it's executed, and the next tournament will be a big indicator of that, because
Yeah.
I'd really will like to see how the next tournament goes. What is the next major anyway?
UFGT.
Chicago.
That's probably the next big one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the last UFGT.
There's a lot.
Oh, wait,
yeah. They're
Civil
changing
War,
the name of
isn't
it,
it?
basically. Yeah. Well, they don't know if that's going to be a major yet. Depends who goes. I mean, the tournaments coming up are like Civil War, Northwest majors, UFGT, Toryukin's coming up, CEO. There's something else in June too, I
And
think.
then Evo's like right around the corner from that.
Evo's in
right
July,
after
2 weeks
CEO.
after CEO. Yeah. There's something big in June though.
CEO.
No, June.
It was something else.
Oh
I
yeah,
know what he
last
talked
weekend
about.
in June, right? Maybe early. Summer Jam's not till August. So.
No, that's after Evo. That's the first, I think, major after
I don't.
Evo.
I mean, there's enough coming that there's every month we're gonna have a good tournament to watch. You know, we're gonna get some hype matches. We're gonna see the skill level just keep going through the roof. We're gonna see more broken shit. I'm super
yeah.
excited, man. Like coming into year 2, you get the first year of the game under the belt. This is when, in the Mortal Kombat lifespan, when stuff started getting really
This
fun.
is when Cabal got broke.
Yeah, this is when you really started to see some fucked up
Yeah.
shit, man.
I
Like
think it's
Joker's
funny.
legitimate block infinite now. Like
Uh-huh.
everyone's spazzing about it.
Yeah,
There's talk of
supposed.
Cyborg maybe having one. There's talk of Martian Manhunter having one. Like now the dirt's starting to like show, and it's funny.
I love it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I will say this: the Joker Infinite. I look at it and I'm like, who's ever gonna land that? But at the same time, I'm like, maybe. And the Martian Manhunter one, I'm like, that's possible. The Cyborg one,
I
It was
think you
more
can
of a joke.
backdash out of that. I don't know. I don't think the Martian Man, the one that's in that thread, I don't
Yeah.
think that's legit. I haven't even
Yeah.
had a chance to test it.
But people are digging now, and that whole
Yeah.
like, and even I was thinking about it, like that whole, there's string properties when parts of it whiffs, like that whole exploration phase has not happened yet, and like people are going to start really breaking down strings, because like say you have a 2-2-3. Well, we know 2-2-3 will end in a splat. Well, what does 2 and then a missed 2-3 give you? Does it still give you the splat, or does the juggle change? Like, there's a lot
Yeah.
of little things like that we don't know
Flash
yet.
Flash players were doing that in their trait thing. They would do like forward 2-3, which is his elbow into the double kick. But if you whiff the middle kick and only hit the end kick, it standing resets them. And my mind was blown. I was like, what?
Wasn't DJT doing that?
New tech? And then
Oh, and if you end with something like that, like it's Flash. Like if Flash can reset you at the end of a combo into a standing advantage situation, like god damn, man.
yeah.
That's the stuff I love. I
That's
wanna
like
see,
that's what you
crazy
need to
shit.
build. Like you need something like that. That character is just nuts. Now you make every combo end in another 50-50, like guaranteed restand 50-50. God damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the next 6 months are gonna be great. I think.
I hope so.
And we're seeing the emergence of Batgirl finally. Like people are finally saying, yeah, she's top 5 and dumb.
I don't think
Um,
she's top 5.
She's dumb.
She's
She's
dumb.
dumb.
Yeah,
But I
she's
don't
dumb.
think that she's top 5 dumb. I think she's
Yeah,
top
she-
10 dumb.
I thought you were gonna say I think she's top 6.
Maybe we'll have you on again for just a mid-tiers look at the top 10 in the game or something like that, because that we could talk about that for like 3 fucking hours, man.
Oh yeah, because
I'd like to
everyone
do-
that's not like the bottom 2 are in top 10.
I'd like to do like a live, like you ever see those Meta Cafe tier lists, like the ones with the pictures, and you can put them on the T chart.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah,
pictograph.
like I'd like to do that with like 3 people in a chat like this, but have it live where they can see
Stream
you,
it and
where
then
you can
take
see them
call-ins.
moving it, and like people losing their minds in the street.
We're gonna take a call.
Yeah.
The phone board is lighting up.
It's like you're moving Joker up to like high mid, and people are losing their minds in the chat. And, like,
That'd
you're
be great.
discussing it in here.
Yeah.
Oh, it'd be awesome. I'd love to do that.
And then you take Killer
that
Frost,
one
you
on the
move her
bank.
down to top 15.
Yeah,
and
like,
people are like,
Put
what?
her,
Just
into
troll.
Miles right territory.
Just troll, like put Sinestro down in like bottom tier, but rename it Wound Cowboy tier.
Wild
like, just
Cowboy
put it-
tier, yeah. That'd be awesome.
Instead of a
Cool.
picture
Well-
of freaking Deathstroke, you just have a picture of low gunshots. I was like, ah, this goes here.
Pre-patch Destro, it's just a picture of 2 guns and have him like up at the top, and then have a picture of Now Death show down at the bottom.
I gotta catch the last Ghost battle because Slips won again, and
Slips
I love
won with
watching him
Deathstroke,
play.
yeah. Slips.
Yeah, I didn't get to see any matches, but I really want to check it out.
Yep, he did. And Perfect Legend won Atlanta's.
Atlanta Scraps. Yeah, hey.
Yeah.
You know, I'm actually quite impressed that he played in that because you remember when he was Hollywood with Mortal Kombat and he wouldn't even play locals
He
and
wouldn't do locals. He wouldn't do
shit.
anything.
So actually after the blow up with the whole controller thing and all his Twitter spaz, he played a local and he won it. I mean, hey, I did not expect that.
You know what though?
I thought he'd go back to his basement, hibernate, and sit on Twitter until the next major. When his sponsor would fly him somewhere, you know, so I mean, that's cool.
I think he PL plays at his best when he feels like he has something to prove.
Yeah,
and when
he
won 2 Evos in a row, he had nothing to prove. It's like, I won back-to-back Evos. Why do I have to go travel to your local?
Yeah,
Like you should be
but
traveling.
That's a shitty mentality, and I think he wasted a lot of years where he could have been helping grow the scene. Instead, he sat in his basement thinking of ways to grow the scene.
Dude,
but that's a whole other fucking show. So I kind of want to. All right, say your last deal.
Just the last thing about that whole situation. How amazing would it have been? And it would have been so hype and so cool, and it would have attracted, I guarantee you, so many more players. If we all agreed that belt that he won was put on the line at every single major. Like
nobody's gonna do that.
If you won a major, you got a free trip to the next one just to defend that belt. Do you know how hype that would be?
Oh man, at CEO, oh my god, I would
CEO
grab
could have
a
been
microphone.
like WrestleMania.
Dude, that's what I mean. Like that could have been it.
Yeah.
Like if you win a major, you win that belt. Then the next, you have a situation with the TOs at the next tournament. That player gets a free paid trip. They have to come defend the belt. If they don't defend it, they lose it.
Yeah.
That would have been sick.
Oh god, that would be terrifying though. I'd get up there, start popping off.
Oh my
pops
god!
Out of the center of the canvas like the Undertaker.
The hype levels for the grand finals with the belt on the line would have been so hype, dude. It would have been just unbelievable.
It would have been.
And even if you lost, the champ loses in pools, and then you could hang the belt in behind the stream station. So when you're watching it, you can just see the belt sitting there, and you know what the players are playing for. God, that would have been so hype, dude.
That is kind of cool as another incentive to get top players to travel.
We should have belts. Why do we not have belts?
Cool.
I'm not gonna lie,
right?
and I'm gonna say
Tag
this.
team belts for team matches. Oh
dude,
shit!
Oh,
that's what Mortal Monday was. That's what Mortal Monday was supposed to evolve into.
We're gonna have to look into this shit.
That's how it was supposed to evolve. It was supposed to be titles, and you played for them. It just that's my dream. That's my dream fighting game community scenario. It's just you have these belts, and then you can have those personalities. You can be a heel. You can be a face. You can be the guy that everyone wants to see you lose, but you're too good to lose. And then
as
when
long
you
as
do
you
lose,
have the
everyone
balls
goes
to put
nuts.
it on the line and shit. Yeah, that could be.
It would have to be a TO regulated belt. It'd be you're holding the belt, but it's not your belt. Right. Your name is on it right now, but it's our belt.
That's the problem with the scum of the fighting game community, though. That fucking thing would disappear.
But all it would take is a legal waiver. It's
that's true.
You sign for this belt. If you lose the belt, you owe us this amount for the belt. If you don't show up, you owe us this amount for the belt. If the unseen circumstance happens, you owe us a belt. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's funny because, and this is a bit of a spoiler, at CEO, since I was going to go full luchador with glow stick venom canisters and stuff.
Oh my god.
I was actually going to make a custom belt just for the tournament. So that if I make it out of pools or if I make it top 8, I'm going to hop up on the turnbuckle and hold it up. This is my belt. I made it.
Dude, I would get up there and cut such a Ric Flair promo after winning that belt. I'd be like, woo! To beat TAC, you gotta beat TAC, and I am TAC. It's just I'd go nuts with it.
Oh my god!
I would, man. I'd be like Hulk Hogan ripping my vest. Jimmy knows I can. I'd be up there doing that. It'd be such a moment.
Oh yeah, be like, if you want to beat me in Injustice, brother, you better be ready.
Eat your vitamins and say your prayers, brother.
And then out of nowhere, just freaking, what's his name?
NWO
Chongo.
theme comes, GGA walks out,
that would be cool.
Oh, dude.
Freaking Saucy Jack hops in the ring. He's like, oh, yeah.
Just starts beating
Saucy
me
Jack
down.
is Razor Ramon.
Oh, dude.
He's Scott Hall, man.
and you have that, and then like the lights get on, and like this blue light shows up, and here's like Rio coming out to like clear the ring and save you. Like it just would have been. Oh
Yeah.
God, there's so many.
Freaking, what's his name? Sonic Fox dresses up as Rey Mysterio because he's so short.
That's awesome.
1, 2, 3 kid. Just-
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. God, like. Anyway, Jim, did you have a game, or are you gonna hold it?
No, you know what? We ran long, man. I think we'll hold the Jimmy Potato game for next show.
All right.
So,
final
thanks for
thoughts?
everybody if you listen this long. I think it's awesome. Hopefully it was fun to listen to.
Yeah.
Doombawks.
Sorry.
Hopefully you got a little insight into the man
I
that
talked
is
your
the
guys'
pug.
ears off.
Do you have anything you want to say to anyone special out there?
Shout
Oh
out.
goodness. I promised some shout outs. I hope you guys don't mind. Shout outs to Emperor Sunfire. I promised you one at CEO, but just in case, here's your one now. Shout outs to Bipolar. People may say you suck, but you know what? They can suckle on your maple log. They're awesome.
I'm going to see him
And,
later. I'm going to tell him you
anything.
said that.
There's one other person I want to give a shout out to. Aside from you.
Uh-oh, we lost him.
Oh, did we just lose him?
I think we lost him.
Will this be the mystery shout out?
The lost
Do you think
shoutouts.
do you think he's popping off right now?
Maybe he like muted his mic. Maybe it's a personal shoutout.
Maybe it is. Maybe
Oh,
it's
man.
the ghost shout out.
He'll come back. Let's.
Well, no, it's going to try
It's
reconnecting.
gonna
It looks
reconnect.
like. Yeah.
I'm all like, I have to know now. Like it's one of those things. I have to know who.
I know. Now it's the super mystery. It would be kind of cool to end that with that. And
People will be freaking out. People need
Nah.
endings.
you think anybody makes it this far in podcasts, man?
Oh, we should like put a secret message at the end and see if they do. Okay, if anyone
Post the answer to this question
yeah, if anyone makes
in the
end of this,
thread.
post the answer to this question in the chat or in the thread.
Oh,
Okay,
sorry.
what's the question?
Yeah, that's all right. You dropped. What was your last shout out?
Oh, yeah. Aside from the shout out to you guys, thanks for having me and all that stuff.
Oh,
I want to give a shout out to 16-Bit. You know what? People may give him flack, but making it top 2 with a Catwoman, that's impressive.
With a mid-tier
Dude,
character. That's a
dude.
legit shout out on our show.
no, and the speech, man, that was passion.
Yeah,
I
yeah, you know
respect
what?
the speech, man.
Super impressed by that.
That speech was awesome.
I thought that was great. Yeah,
Yeah.
I really
Oh, yeah.
did think that was great. I've had my ups and downs with 16-bit over the few years, like being a fan and then not being a fan, and then I thought that was great. I'm a fan again.
Yeah,
I just hate his character because I
he-
think she's boring. But
Dude, he went like total babyface there. That speech
that was great.
just
Yeah,
amazing.
that was dope.
Like that was just
Yeah.
that was like you gave him a mic and it was just like he just spilled his guts
Yeah.
and you knew it was
That was
real.
like the moment of the tournament.
yeah
Mhm.
yeah that was
Yeah,
awesome.
that was good.
All right, what's the question? Because now I want to do this.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like what's like 5 plus 5 plus 2?
Write it in your comments. 5 plus
Yeah.
5
If
plus
you
2.
made it to the end of this podcast, that
Then
was
you can answer
when
that
you
question.
cut out their Doombawks. We were sitting there kind of talking about, man, you think anybody actually makes it to the end of these podcasts?
I know I do. Man,
That's
if
cool,
you're looking
man.
for a good question, what you should do is you should actually ask them, who should you have on your next show based on their character choice? Not necessarily who's a top or mid-tier player, but who plays a mid-tier character.
Yeah.
Because you got to think, a lot of these top players play the top tier.
I want a
but-
Shazam rep, man. I want to
Oh
talk
my
Shazam.
god. If you're looking for one, Indecisive. I want him on this podcast.
Yeah?
That's my vote.
All right, we'll take that under. You know what? That'd be interesting to have a Shazam
Yeah.
player on. Yeah, cool, man. We'll look into that for sure. Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, man, for being on. It was awesome. It was good. It was good to talk to you, talk game. I love it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So until next time, Chansey, take us out.
Bye.